Hey, welcome to Outdoor Quest TV. I'm TJ Schwanke, and on today's episode, we are headed to England in the middle of winter. So you know what that means. Lots of rain. So I want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about boot care here today. And when you take a quality leather boot like this Loa Camino here, this leather actually has tiny pores in it. And those pores are big enough that the sweat molecules can actually escape from your foot, but they're small enough that the larger water molecules can't get in. So they do aid in the waterproofness of the boot too. So this boot also has Gore-Tex in it. So you get kind of a double whammy here. So what I want to do is I'm going to take all the laces out, take my insoles out. I'm going to clean all the dirt and debris off the boot. And I'm just going to take a wet cloth. And it's just a warm wet cloth. And I'm going to just make it damp this whole boot. And what I'm doing this for is I'm just kind of opening up these pores a little bit. And what Loa recommends that we use for waterproofing is a spray, and it's this Water Stop Pro. So now I'm just going to let that boot, I don't want it too wet, just damp. So now I'm going to take and spray that boot, the whole thing. Now if we used a product here that actually sealed the boots, it would seal those pores too and compromise the boot's breathability. That's why we use the spray. And there we go. That's all there is to that. So now we're just going to let that boot dry. Okay, so that boot's dried now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our active cream, and this isn't a waterproofer, it's actually just a leather conditioner. And what it's going to do is just make sure that leather stays in really good condition. And the other thing it's going to do is make sure those pores don't close up or get too big. So as your leather dries out a lot just from regular hiking, we're just going to work that into all of the little cracks and crevices again. Put a liberal coating on here. Get inside the tongue there. There we go. And I'm just going to set that out in the sun. Let the heat just kind of make that boot warm up so it absorbs the cream better, and I'll get on to doing the other boot. While I'm doing that, let's go to England. Hey, I'm TJ Schwanke and welcome to Outdoor Quest TV. You're not going to believe where we are today. We're in England and we're hunting the most prehistoric of all deer. We're going to be hunting Muntjac and Chinese water deer. So Alex is just getting the truck ready. I think we landed about 3 hours ago, and it was about an hour's drive out here, and got unpacked a little bit, put our clothes on, and we're going hunting. So no sense wasting any time. We're only here for 4 days, so want to get as much done as we can. We've had nothing but rain here for the last 3 months. Today was supposed to be a miserable day, but apparently we brought the blue sky with us, so should be an interesting adventure. We're just going to go sight the rifle in first and make sure everything's shooting all right, and then I guess we're going to be chasing Muntjac tonight. Well, we're just going to go for a quick walk here and see if we can catch one. I'm driving a fair bit and seeing a bunch of females, but we haven't seen any mature males yet, so see what happens. That's why they call them barking deer. For us, the kill does not define the hunt.
For us, the hunt is about the journey. Join us.
on our journey. Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Sacco Antica Firearms, demand perfection. Zeiss, we make it visible. Loa Boots, simply more. Silver Willow Taxidermy, see the difference. Closed captioning provided by Deluxe Wall Tents, made in Canada for Canadian conditions. This is Alex, our stalker here, and we've got a couple not great days of weather, have we?
Yeah, it's been wet and windy, and that's not ideal for an animal that lives in winter and summer coat and doesn't like the rough weather. You know,
exactly. So,
16 hours of darkness isn't helping us either.
So that first day we got here, we walked around. We saw actually quite a few muntjac, but nothing too big. And then we took the day yesterday and went Chinese water deer hunting and had a really great day. And we'll show you some of that footage a little later in this episode. But we're back at it this afternoon. The weather's kind of clearing up a little bit. The wind's kind of calmed a bit. So
we're getting there. We're close, I'm sure.
We're just going to go for a walk now?
Yeah, just a strip. Well, there's a couple of good bucks in here last year. I don't come in this area much. I haven't been in here this year at all. So just before it gets sort of, that prime last hour, we'll try and kill half an hour in here and see what we can find.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
We saw two muntjac, so they just ran off a little bit in the front. We'll stop and call and see if we can get them.
What's that? Back. That's all I could see. Oh, that was, we thought he was going to come from that way, and all of a sudden Vanessa's pointing over here, but he ran right up to, I don't know, 10 meters maybe, and then I couldn't see him, and then he got out quite a ways there, and just as I was shooting, he turned, and I think I hit him in the back, so.
You did well to hit him at all. That's not the other buck. That's a third buck we've seen in the last 100 meters.
Well, he didn't go far. I thought I hit him a little far back. It was kind of the only shot I had, so Alex went back and got Sky. She's his 7-month-old tracking dog here. She's just learning, and you can see her work the trail out, and he got this thick stuff in here. I think he got hung up in there first, and then he moved over here a little way, and then we found a couple drops of blood, and once she hit on that blood, man, she was ready. But you look where he is. He's buried way in underneath that tree there. But this guy's in after him.
Good girl.
Look at that.
Good girl. Well done.
Beautiful little muntjac.
Oh,
Pretty little face, lovely yellow face on it.
Yeah, so cool.
With his teeth. Cute teeth.
Broken a little bit on that one side.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Good girl, you found
We'll
it. didn't you?
we'll get him out in the light and give you a little better look here. It's darkness is closing in rapidly. So Alex, we were kind of getting a little bit discouraged today. The weather was against us, and then we just couldn't catch a break. We were seeing doe after doe after doe, and then we spotted this one buck here and here, and all of a sudden you called, and we were just covered up in bucks, and this guy came in, and there was no turning that down.
It's not normal they come so quickly. He came like a train.
And just right into about 10 meters, like he was like bang on top of us.
He came too quickly almost.
But cool animals. So we found the Chinese water deer yesterday, and they only have fangs, and these guys do have fangs as well, but they also have little antlers on them. And I guess 15 million years ago, this was the deer that lived.
Yeah, I mean it was. You can see both the Chinese and the Muntjac. They have like a slightly prehistoric look to them.
Oh, absolutely.
Certainly not much similarity to most of the normal Western deer that you see.
Thank you so much, my friend. You have been such a pleasure to hunt
That's
with.
right. Well done.
And this has
and,
been a dream of mine for probably 10 years. So we'll have all the contact information at the end of the show if you want to do this hunt yourself. Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Defense Aerosols, bear spray for when your life depends on it. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine. Midland Radio's communication for every adventure.
well, we're in jolly old England, and we're hunting muntjac and Chinese water deer. So the plan is, though, this afternoon, or I guess it's still morning, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of middle of the day. I've seen a good buck out here a few times, so good Chinese water deer buck. So we're going to have a see if we can find him. He might be tucked up against a hedgerow in this wind, so we'll try and make the most of it. If not, we'll come back later.
Okay, so basically you're just glassing along the edges of the hedgerows, and they could be bedded in there. And
I mean, sometimes they're out in the middle of the field, but probably in this wind, we'll find them maybe tucked up on the edge of a field somewhere.
Okay.
Or we'll just try and, I'm not too hopeful, but we'll have a go.
Never know. Chinese water deer, really interesting deer.
Yeah.
They're originally from China. And they've got these fangs.
Yeah.
They're not an antlered deer.
No, they just they grow one set of fangs in their life, and they're a prehistoric looking thing, and very, very unique for a deer. There's only a couple of these musk deer. There's only a couple of other types of canine toothed deer in the world.
Right.
Very interesting.
And you were saying they're very territorial. So
the males especially,
Right.
If you find a good male and you know where he's living, he ain't going to be far away. One or two fields in that area will be where he is.
And do they have a certain season that they rut in, or is it
December they rut? So I mean, you might catch the tail end of it now, a late hot doe or something, but generally December's the month where you get the most activity.
Very cool.
Let's see.
And the weather's holding off. It's supposed to be
rain coming, so try and make the most of it while it lasts.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the hard thing, is identifying them because they don't have antlers. What you're trying to do is look for body shape and the fangs. Not as easy as aging a deer or anything, so. Running around like that, like crazy out there. It's kind of nice we can stand here in glass. I have no clue we're here. So what Alex was saying, that the one on the right is actually a pretty good deer.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds you, I suppose they've rutted. It looks like it's lost a lot of weight, but...
So you don't think that's a female? You think that might be a male?
No, it's one's got a big tooth.
Oh, okay.
On its, yeah, it's a big one, but it's not, it doesn't look as big in the body as the one before. It looks like a younger buck, but I don't know, it doesn't really add up because that's 50 metres from where I've seen it before.
Okay.
But it's big anyway. Let's go.
Okay.
Just try and stay real close together.
Okay.
And we're going to go through here anyway.
And then work the other side of the hedge.
This segment is brought to you by Stony Creek Hunting Gear. It's in the blood.
So you're just saying that's a typical Chinese scrape, so they're not very big, but what he's concerned about is he knows of another buck here in this area, but it's usually a bit bigger body than this one, so he's a little confused as to why there would be two big bucks in this area, so he's just wanting to have a better look at him. He might have lost a lot of weight just with the rut. So he's just bedded to the right there?
Yeah, the doe and the kid are together.
Yeah.
He looks more like him now he's laid down, his big head.
He's got a big head, eh?
Yeah. Oh, I seen him all the way up there.
Right.
And then I put the spotting scope on, and even from up the top there I could see that too.
Yeah. So, TJ, you're going to have a problem if I shoot a bigger Chinese than you? Okay. Okay, which one is he now?
Do you want to shoot off the bypass?
Doesn't matter. Try and get up this hedgerow. We'll be about 150 meters from him. Right now I'm 280.
Just come here.
Woo! Woo!
So yeah, so just shot at Chinese water deer. We've seen it go down, so we know it's a good job. But while I've got my pup with me. As I said, I wasn't sure we were going to run into this buck out here at this time of day. Yeah, so while she's here, I'll see if she'll find it. So I've only started just doing sort of live sort of animals with it. It's been mostly sort of training, but it'll be hopefully she'll find it.
Good, Sky.
Good girl. Good girl. Look at that.
Oh,
Good girl. Oh, fantastic. And fantastic shot, Vanessa. I mean, Jesus, in that wind, at that distance. So
because what was he?
That's all regrown and calcified. And
Oh, wow, look at that.
see, all that second. He's a really, really old buck.
Wow. And so he's about 209 meters, you thought?
Yeah, about 200, about 220 yards, 200 meters. So
Yeah.
it's a long way in that wind, you know.
We have a really strong wind, so, but, wow, look at him.
Look at the old gnarly thing. Yeah, look at the ear, look at this.
Oh, wow, look at that.
On that side of it as well.
That ear is completely split.
Good girl. Good girl. It was a good morning's hunting. this
It
morning.
sure was.
It wasn't straightforward by any means, but we got the results in the end. So.
And if you want any information on hunting with Alex, it'll be on at the end of the show.
For more information on this incredible hunt in England and other free-range hunting opportunities in Europe, talk to our buddy Adrian Skoke at Taiga International Outfitters. Check them out online at hunttaiga.com. Outdoor Quest TV is also brought to you by these fine sponsors.